Hey, what's up everybody, Mike here, and I'm going to go over the comic book lot I talked to everyone about just a couple of days ago. I just finally finished organizing everything, going through everything, so now I want to do a haul video and just highlight some of the cool stuff I got. And before I do that, the lot was $150. I got it through someone I knew who happened to catch somebody trying to take them to a comic book store. I offered $50 more than they were going to get, and then I ended up with the lot, so here you go. So the entire lot ended up taking 2.5 fold-out tables, and I organized all the comics by series. You know, when they basically talked to me on the phone about the lot, they said that there were silver and bronze age comics, and I was kind of skeptical because there's not a lot of like even silver floating around anymore. And so I got there and it was raining like all hell, which really sucked. And I couldn't really inspect anything too much. But I mean, for $150 after I seen the amount and I looked through them quickly, I was like, I'll take them. I'll take the chance on them. And there's a lot of great series in there, so I'm really happy with the purchase. But on an overall level, there's only a couple Silver Age comics, like very few. There's quite a few from the 80s, which I'm happy with. And there's a lot of great sets like X-Men related. Actually, if you look over here, there's a ton of Fantastic Four. Like if you look how big the stacks are, and there's a lot of different series here, which I was really happy with. But out of all these comics I got here, these are not what is really important. I found some other really cool things that are probably worth a good amount more money. But again, here's an overview of all the comics sorted. They're in alphabetical order and they're in series order. So the series are organized and then they were alphabetized. Let's move on to the cool part. So here's the cool part. This stack here is about 80 comics. Those are all signed or sketched or, you know, have the artist's signature or the publisher's signature. They were all taken to conventions, and whoever this collector was had a ton of time because they got over 80 comics signed themselves. And then over here is a stack of like vintage stuff, some kind of cool half series. I'll talk about those as well. Now, when it comes to comics, I'm not very knowledgeable, to be honest. I love the characters, but I don't really have time to learn about them. So now this is kind of my learning experience while working. The first thing I thought was really cool that was signed is the Spectacular Spider-Man. And it has the artist signature on it, and plus it has a COA, which is nice. This Deadpool is signed, and it even has his face drawn by the artist. This is probably my favorite signature out of the whole thing. Jay and Silent Bob comic, and it's signed by Kevin Smith. And then what's really funny is it says, hopefully you can see this without glaring, he put arrows to his and Jay's face, and he put total fags, which I thought was kind of funny. It kind of just is Kevin Smith's style to make a joke out of himself. This is Witchblade, which was signed. I thought was really cool. They did this giant sketch on there, which is, you know, a lot of work to sign one comic. Marvel Knights signed by like 3 different people. You have a Captain America signed. A Thor signed. 2099 Unlimited, which has like some futuristic Spider-Man and Hulk on it. It's signed. Glory, I've seen these magazines before. That's signed by 2 different people. Fighting American signed. Youngblood, which happens to be one of the sketches I asked about in Thrifting with the Boys. I figured this is one of the characters since the sketch is very similar. The sketch I'm speaking of is this one, which is obviously just like that guy. The Invaders with the COA as well. It's signed underneath the COA. I don't feel like moving it around so you can see. The Infinity Crusade also signed. And I mean, there's just all these cool signed comics, and there's a total of over 80 of them. I just kind of pulled out some I thought were interesting. A lot of them aren't worth a ton of money, but I mean, for the amount I paid per comic, there's over 3,000 comics. I paid $150. I'll easily make my money back, obviously. And then here was another sketch from the same group. If anyone knows exactly who this character is, I'd appreciate your help. I was trying to figure it out. Someone mentioned someone else in Thrifting with the Boys. I didn't get to look yet. So if you're correct, whoever you were, thank you so much. Now, over here, there's a lot of half editions, which are like supposed to be special edition. You know, oftentimes when people sell things that are special edition, they're not, so it doesn't mean anything to me. But a lot of these are actually worth good money. When I was looking through them, there's like an Evil Ernie one that in really good conditions going for over $30, and I have it. And then you have like these cool Mutant Universe book and a G.I. Joe collector's edition. And there's like these sketchbooks from one of the different comics. And there's all kinds of just cool books that were, you know, some type of collectible. You have like Red Star and then Star Wars. Here's the Evil Ernie one I was talking about. I looked it up. It was worth quite a bit of money. Graded and from 9 to 10, it would be getting over $400. So, and then Lady Death. And there's a lot of half editions. Those are really cool. But these are actually my favorite thing in the entire lot, besides the Kevin Smith signature, because I'm a big fan of his. Are these really vintage books. I mean, well, for me, it's really vintage. They're long before I was born. So, there's like a Daffy Duck, which is really cool. Porky Pig. There's this Daredevil one that was pretty old when I looked it up. Bugs Bunny. I just love the colors and the art in these. They're really nifty. Windy, which is in terrible condition. Most of the other ones aren't in bad condition. You got this old Adventures comic. Tarzan. Heckle and Jekyll. Pink Panther. Marvel Universe, and then like Raiders of the Lost Ark. Alright everyone, so there you have it. It's over 3,000 comics, over 80 signed, a bunch of vintage ones for $150. I feel like I did pretty well. Yes, it's a lot of work to deal with, but I already got through 90% of the organization. The rest of the work is to get them listed, sell them on Craigslist, sell them locally, figure out where I'm going to utilize, where I'm going to sell them. On an overall level, I'm super happy with the purchase. I got to, you know, go through a lot of cool comics. I'm going to get to learn about a bunch of them when I'm listing. And it was the first time I ever done comics. For my first comic purchase ever, I feel like I did great, and I'm really happy with it. So now I'm excited to get to listing and selling these. I want to give everyone an update because I did post right before I went to pick them up, and a lot of people were asking questions. So here you go. Hope I answered them. If you have any more questions or you want to comment on some of the stuff you see in the video, go ahead and leave it in the comments. I'll make sure I get back to you like I always do. And I'll see you guys very soon.